Project Home will be the only facility in all of Marion County that serves pregnant and parenting homeless teenagers. There are other facilities that serve homeless teens, but there's not actually very much space, and many shelters won't take teenagers at all, and especially not those that are pregnant. So we'll be the only place in the entire county, which is pretty amazing. There's something similar in Noblesville called Promising Futures. They have 4 beds. We'll have 5. I'm Sarah Nielsen, and I'm the program administrator of Project Home Indy. Several homeless agencies say that their average homeless youth is a pregnant teenager. So we know that there are lots of pregnant girls out there who don't have some place to stay. From the girls that we have that have applied, most are couch surfing, so there are girls who are staying from place to place to place with nowhere really to call home. You don't see them walking around. I think everyone in Indianapolis has a really good sense that there are a lot of homeless men, because most of the girls who have contacted us haven't accessed prenatal care at all. So if they have a child, they had the child in the hospital, and that was the only time they had hospital care. So there's not a good way that they're counting. So no one can give you a good number of how many there are because they don't access services, because they don't fit into typical service protocol. It's harder to get help, and at least from the girls that have contacted us, they've been really hopeless that they haven't had a way to find somewhere to help them, and because there's not a sense of a need for girls that are pregnant and parenting and homeless, I don't think they feel like they can reach out to get help. So many of them, when I ask, what are some other options that you've thought of besides Project Home, they'll oftentimes say, well, I didn't know there were any. So our primary tenet of the program is just safe and structured housing. So part of the reason we only have 5 is we want this to be as home-like as possible, that this doesn't feel like an institution or a place that we have bunk beds. This is really intended to be home. So they can live here until they're ready to move into an apartment on their own. So the services that we'll provide in the meantime is wraparound case management and services, but the real premise of the program is around a safe and structured home environment to raise their child. And then our program goals are, we hope that because they're here and they have housing, they'll finish school. And because they're here and have somewhere to live, that their child will meet developmental milestones, that they'll have prenatal care, that they'll go to the doctor, and then also that they'll be learning those life skills like parenting and budgeting and cooking and cleaning and maintaining a household that they wouldn't if they were just moving from place to place. The Women's Fund has helped us immensely. If they hadn't vetted us and if they hadn't taken a chance on us, a lot of other people wouldn't have. So I think for us, it was more than a grant. It was support, and it was the support we needed to say, this is real. And having grant funding from Women's Fund, it had kind of immense power for us in securing other grant funding. We also have the grant from the Indianapolis Foundation, and then we have had a couple private family foundation grants. So that includes the Netherly Fund that helped us fund this upstairs area, and the Siblowski Family Fund and the Meyer Family Fund.